What's up, guys? Welcome once again to the Save Continued podcast. My name is Ryan Robinson. That's Shanae Howard.
What's up?
There's Tom Shelby.
Hello.
And our new permanent roommate, James Sandusky.
Howdy.
Possibly for the last time for a while.
Yeah.
Yeah, what's going on, Sandy? Where are you going?
I'm moving.
Yeah.
Moving back home to get away from you.
Sure.
Damn. Damn, Sandy.
You can't quit me. Well, I'm glad that you came over this week, Sandy. I didn't think I was going to see you again before you left off to do the Lord's work out in San Bernardino or whatever.
Working at the...
Sandyland.
Working at
Sandyland.
Working at McDonald's #1.
Sure. How you been, Sandy?
Very tired.
Yeah. I know you've been doing a lot of road trips to get ready for this job.
Yeah.
How long is it each way, anyway?
About 3 hours if in the daylight.
Yeah.
Because if you go at night, you really got to watch out for those deer.
Yeah.
So.
And them coyotes.
Yeah, I actually saw a dead coyote the other day. I was coming back, but no, it's mainly just deer.
Yeah.
Tons of deer.
Deer are pretty.
Yeah.
They're also delicious.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
true.
That is also true. They're more delicious than they are pretty, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Deer's pretty delicious.
Sandy, I know that you've been really busy, but have you been playing any video games at all since I last saw you?
Well, he played some Street Fighter today.
How did that go for you?
He won
not
every
well.
match.
Not well. I won one out of 7.
Yeah.
Well, it was best of 10.
Yeah.
And I killed you.
Would you say
He had a
Tom?
bad
Would
controller.
you say Tom was a gracious winner?
Leaving town with your tail betwixt your legs.
Is that why you're leaving town? Because you guys had a wager?
Oh my
Like
gosh.
whoever loses gotta leave town.
There's not enough room in this town for the two of us.
Sure.
No.
Cammy takes up a lot of room.
I think my favorite phrase that you said was "kiss these thighs."
Sure.
Stupid Cammy. You know, I have got a grudge against Cammy since 1995, losing to her in Disney World, and you're just making me hate her more,
Good.
Cammy.
I feed off of your hatred. If it makes you feel any better, I think you're the only one that has a shot at getting today's trivia.
Oh, okay.
So that's good, right?
Yeah.
So
This feels biased.
how's that?
It's just the question I had. I wasn't even sure James was going to be here.
Yeah.
But no, in regards to your question, yeah, I've been playing God of War.
The new one?
Yeah, which is phenomenal.
Yeah.
Played a little bit more of Elder Scrolls, but I went ahead and deleted it.
Which Elder Scrolls are we talking about?
Elder Scrolls Online.
Oh, okay.
ESO.
Yeah.
Sure.
But yeah, it's because I don't know when I'm getting internet hooked up out there, so...
Oh, yeah,
They
yeah.
have internet out there?
No, they do, but
Okay.
I gotta go and get it all hooked up.
Do they have electricity out there?
Yeah, they got electricity.
They have cars?
There's cars.
All right.
Horses have been put out of business there as well.
No, they still use horses out there.
All right.
Then played a little bit of Cuphead today.
Nice.
Trying to get through that.
Have you finished that game before?
No, I'm still working my first playthrough. I
Where
got
are you at?
last island. I've got a total of 5 bosses left, and I think that includes the final bosses. It's pretty hard. But man, it's such a good game.
Yeah. I played it for all of an hour. I liked it though. Tom was saying that. Tom, was it you who was saying that it would have been better if they took those platforming levels out?
Well, so it wasn't initially just a boss rush mode. The platforming levels were put in after some focus group testing. And I like the platforming levels, but you can tell that that's not where the focus was.
Yeah.
You know?
I like those kung fu frogs.
Sure.
Oh yeah.
They're my favorite.
There's one. It's one of the ones towards the end where you're fighting a lady on a stage, and the different fights that are showing is like the stages of her life.
Yeah.
So you start off where she's like, her wedding day, you beat her, and then like the backdrop changes to a house, so then it's like her and married life. Then when you beat her again, she dies, so you're fighting like her angel form. And it's the theme of the level. Was
See,
really
I can't play that
interesting.
because I don't fight ladies. So.
Okay.
Right on, man. Tom,
Yes.
how are you?
Excellent.
What have you been playing besides Street Fighter?
Our beautiful friend Abs bought me Thumper.
Mm-hmm.
Loving that. It's,
What is Thumper?
It's a rhythm game. They call it rhythm violence, but it's a really intense rhythm game.
Okay, where does the violence fit in?
I mean, there are things attacking you. You do attack things, but like I wouldn't necessarily call it violent.
Yeah.
It is more tense than any rhythm game I've ever played. In that, like, just the music and the mood is just real kind of heavy.
Yeah.
But
Like I've heard of Thumper mentioned a lot, but I don't know anything about how it plays or anything.
yeah. Well, so you're like this beetle scarab thing going down the note highway.
Right.
You know, and notes come up and you hit it. You only have one action button. The rest is directional.
Okay.
You know, but yeah, you have different things you have to dodge. Eventually, you have lanes you have to change. You'll get like these mid-level bosses and end-of-level bosses that throw notes at you in a certain pattern, and if you hit the pattern correctly, you throw notes back at them to do damage.
Okay.
It's really good, really really good.
I'm surmising by the name that it's a lot of really bass-heavy music.
Yeah, I mean it's mostly percussion.
Yeah.
There's music in the background, but it's mostly percussion.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right on. I want to play that sometime. That game sounds fun.
Yeah, it's rad.
Yeah.
It's real good.
I know it's on computer, Switch, and is that it or?
It's on PS4, probably Xbox One.
Okay. Cool. Very cool.
Yeah.
What about you, Shanae? What have you been up to?
I finally beat Kingdom Hearts 2.
Yeah.
About damn time.
And I got...
Did you meet Mickey?
No.
Oh.
I got all the drive forms leveled up. I collected all the treasure chests and
What's
all
a
the puzzle
drive
pieces.
form?
It's like a...
Kind of like a limit break.
It's just like a... As you go through the game, you'll acquire like different forms where it's like you go into that form, you get like different powers or like abilities or like kind of like there's a like they'll take away your side characters based on what it is.
Mm-hmm.
Like for Goofy's, then you go like a Valor form and you get to use Valor form.
Okay.
And you get to use 2 Keyblades, and like you can do a high jump ability. And when you level them up, some of the abilities will go over to like your regular form.
Okay.
So I did all that, did the side stuff. I didn't, for those who have played it, I didn't go back and rebeat all of the Organization 13 members because
Who's that?
they're villains.
Okay. Are there 13 of them? Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
I mean, technically, yes, 13.
Okay.
Not gonna go any more of that. But as you go through the game, you can like beat them once, and then at the end of it, you can like beat them again. But like they're like a higher level, and I already beat them once. Fuck that shit. I did all the collectibles.
Did you do all the Coliseum levels?
Yeah.
Man.
I did all that.
she's really into Kingdom Hearts, man. She's probably
I did
the
the
best
Paradox
Kingdom
Cup
Hearts
and
player
everything.
ever.
We've got Ryan's dog with us again, by the way.
Yeah, you can't see her. Can you see from the?
Not really, no.
Yeah. But
Maybe
she's
the
here.
top of her head from time to time. Yeah.
But yeah, so I beat that after doing all that stuff, and then I'm playing Birth by Sleep. I downloaded the Harry Potter mobile game.
Do you like it?
She's loving it.
I'm real disappointed in it.
Why?
Loves it.
Why?
It doesn't feel magical. It just feels like here's a way for us to make money in Harry Potter skin.
Who'd have thought?
Sure.
Hey.
Me. That's who.
So what do you do in that game exactly? What's the loop?
Like you're a student at Hogwarts,
Okay.
and you're going through your first year to your 7th year, and you have to like go to potions class and like do flying lessons and stuff, and for that like you need energy, and
Sure.
so it's a free to play game where
Right.
you have to wait for a while for your energy meter to go up to do certain things. And
So like, what do you like? You do potion classes like what? Because when you say potions class, I'm thinking about chemistry class from Bully.
Yeah, that's,
Cool.
that's what I've been thinking of.
That's what I'm
no, it is literally like tap 3 times on the cauldron to like add the like porcupine spines. Like tap a couple times in the book, and if you do enough taps and you collect enough things, then you pass your potion thing that you're trying to make.
Now it's making me think like that's it. Like all the taps makes it sound like an idle game.
Not really, cause like, in between like the taps, you'll have to like, it's like, oh, focus right now, and you have to like, you get a tap, but there's like a circle, and then there's like another one where they'll ask questions, and then there's also like friends, so you gotta go talk to them and spend time with them, and some of it will be like using like your energy to do stuff with them, and sometimes it'll be like answering questions the right way or like playing them in marbles.
A true wizarding game.
Yeah, right.
So when do you shooting fireballs and shit?
You're not.
Oh.
That's the problem.
Better or worse than Ian's eyes?
She never played Ian's Eyes.
Okay.
You want? Okay,
I'll buy it for you.
So let me tell you what Ian's Eyes is, Shanae.
I know what it is.
It's like being at Hogwarts, except
But you're a dog.
But you're
a dog.
But you're a squib.
And
Dogwarts.
Yeah, Dogwarts. And
I would love to go to Dogwarts.
and
Sure.
Your only friend is a blind, frightened child.
One blind Ian.
You get one. You are designated one blind Ian.
I like Dogwarts. I don't like the blind children.
The blind Ian.
Yeah. And all the other children at the school hate you. So
Oh.
that's Ian's Eyes.
Because of the blindness.
Yeah.
Can we just go back to the Dogwarts?
I mean, they don't say that, but like,
But you know.
I mean, he's the only blind kid at school, and like everyone else, it's like, it's implied.
Let's just go back to Dogwarts.
So the way that you just basically what I'm saying is the way that you're describing this Harry Potter game makes it sound like Ian's Eyes is a better game. Is what I'm saying.
Possibly. Yeah, it's real disappointing.
Right on. I'm sorry that your Harry Potter game sucks, but I'm glad that you finished Kingdom Hearts 2. Now you're ready for Kingdom Hearts 3 when it comes out in 2021.
No, I'm not. I still gotta do still Birth by Sleep, Recoded, Fragmentary Passage, Dream Drop Distance, and Back Cover.
I thought Recoded was basically just a retelling of one.
Is it?
It's kind of is.
Basically, but with more information that's crucial.
Okay.
Why? There's so much information.
You're not gonna like Dream Drop Distance.
I already played it
Oh, you did?
on my DS, and
Do you like it?
No, I don't. No. I like the game, but there's a certain mechanic that makes it really hard to like it.
The Dream Drops?
Yes, because
Switching.
yes, 100% the Dream Drops.
What are Dream Drops?
So you're going between Sora and Riku, the silverhead boy, and then like the main boy that's on everything that has brown hair. So, but like you're going through like the same stuff, but like kind of like parallel dreams, and you're switching in between them every like 5 minutes or 3 minutes or something like that.
Sounds like too much.
And like you don't like you can like even if you're in the middle of like a boss fight or like the middle of something else, it'll still switch you to the next character. So when you go back to the other character, you gotta like restart from the beginning of the boss. So like there's plenty of but you can like drop early. So I would like get to a boss level and have to like drop to the next person. That is a very stupid mechanic.
That game sounds atrocious.
But I liked all the little AR cards that came with the 3DS version of it. So that was pretty fun.
Okay.
What's the matter?
My dog hates what you're saying about that game.
Cinnamon hates Kingdom Hearts.
She's not a fan of video games in general, honestly.
What about you, Ryan? What have you been playing?
So
Fortnite.
You're not wrong.
I mean, that's not wrong. I've been playing a lot of things, actually. Maybe too much. So I'm still working my way through Mad Max. I have 50% of the trophies in that game. I really like that game a lot, and I really wish that they didn't release that game the same day as Metal Gear Solid 5.
By the way, speaking of trophies, I was looking at the trophies for Kingdom Hearts 2 after I beat it, and I have so few of them when I collected so many fucking things.
Yeah. There's a lot of trophies in that game.
Yeah, there's.
And you gotta go through it 3 times.
I know.
No thanks.
Yeah, that's too much.
Yeah, no thanks. Also, I started playing God of War 2.
Oh.
This is my first time playing through it.
Oh, nice. How you liking it?
I don't
Is
know.
PlayStation Now any better as far as latency?
No, not really.
I was wondering if they'd improved it.
Yes.
No, it's crazy how like
obviously in that game it doesn't matter much, but
yeah, I don't know. It's crazy how long that service has been out. and how it just doesn't see like the like obviously the library has grown, in the past few years, but
Oh yeah, quite a bit.
like the quality of the service hasn't really improved.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's like it was like it's kind of at this point serving it's like a means to an end for me because it's like this is a lot more convenient for me than going out and getting a copy of the game.
I do wonder, like, I kind of doubt that it has made the money back of the Gaikai acquisition.
Yeah.
But I wonder once they recoup that loss, will they continue with the service or not?
Yeah, and I like looking at it, I find myself often curious as to like the user base of that service. Like
I mean, I've used it once or twice.
yeah,
but-
and it's excuse me, it's obviously like not it wasn't my first choice, but I mean
Yeah.
at the same time like I was like this is a lot more convenient than sourcing a copy of those copies of those games. But yeah, God of War 2 is I don't know, I have very mixed feelings about it.
It's fun.
Kratos is too much of a dick.
That's I mean, that's not really the hugest thing for me. It's just there are just some parts of the game I find myself like not enjoying myself very much.
Like which parts?
Is it the quick time events?
The quick time events are fine. I feel that some of them are kind of oddly placed, but I just finished the fight between Kratos and Theseus, and that's just like not an enjoyable fight at all. But a lot of the stuff between like boss fights and a lot of the general design it's pretty okay. I feel like I would have enjoyed this game more 10 years ago when it came out.
I mean, everyone did, right?
But it's an okay game. I'm looking forward to getting through it and seeing what the transition between 2 and 3 and seeing like what they do with the formula there. I imagine it's more of the same, but I want to see like what the presentation is like. 'Cause
Are you gonna play
I mean,
Ghost of
visually,
Sparta
it's a big
and
upgrade.
Ascension?
I might play Ascension because that's on there too.
Well, they probably have Ghost of Sparta as well as Chains of Olympus on there.
Oh, do they want us to?
The only one I saw 2, 3, and Ascension.
Because, like, they had the HD collection on
you got the
PS3,
collection?
which included both of those.
Yeah. So basically, the
Bless you.
God of War's the God of War 2 is from the HD collection.
Right.
But
Dogs.
Did it have the God of War 1 on there?
yes,
Okay.
yes.
Just come and start licking my hand.
But
Yeah,
yeah.
because she's a sweet lady.
So because
Oh, your breath smells bad.
yeah, it does smell pretty bad. Well, she looks her own butthole a lot.
No, my hand smells like butthole.
I mean, you lie down with dogs,
Sure.
And I'm gonna go through 2 and then play 3 because I just kind of want to play those games before I play the new God of War. I know I could look that shit up, but I don't want to. I just want to play the games.
Yeah.
I have been playing a lot of Fortnite. I got 2 victory royales in the last week, and I was really excited about both of them. I have never been really that great at games like that, but I felt it was really satisfying to get those victories in those games, in those matches rather. Yeah, and that's pretty much it. Oh, I started playing more. I've gone back to Monster Hunter a few times because I'm working on getting that Devil May Cry shit. So, yeah, it's been too many video games for me in the past week or so. I miss playing on my computer. I haven't played it in a while.
I've got a question for you guys.
Okay.
What was Nintendo's first video game console?
Wasn't it the Famicom?
No.
No, that would have been. That's too obvious.
Yeah, I know, that's
Sandy.
too easy.
Right.
Well, I know it was...
This is before Game & Watch.
Oh, golly.
1977.
Say it, Sandy. You know it.
ColecoVision.
That would no.
No.
Sandy,
When you say things like that, I want to strike you, but I don't because there's a camera.
I've...
Thomas.
See, I've read about it, but I don't remember the name.
Okay, Tom, give Sandy the first letter.
C?
There you go.
It's a very generic name.
Give him the last letter.
6?
There you go.
Well, that's not Commodore 64.
No.
Because the last letter in that is 4.
And they didn't make that.
Yeah. Commodore made that.
Commodore 6.
It was a plug-and-play console. There was a series of them. There was many of them. By plug-and-play, I mean the games were built into the consoles themselves.
Buy a vowel, Sandy.
Really?
Yeah.
Sandy, buy a vowel.
You.
Is there a U in there?
So you don't know it.
Yeah, I don't know it.
The Color TV Game 6.
Color TV Game 6.
Mm-hmm. Nintendo's first console, there was a series of them. Each had a certain amount of games built in. 1977.
Really?
Yep. Controllers built in, attached, much like the original Famicom. Yeah.
Huh. So what happened to it?
I don't know.
No one bought it.
How long was it out?
Couldn't tell you. Well, I mean, NES.
I can't say no one bought it. I don't know that.
The Famicom came out in what? Early 80s in Japan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So couldn't have been more than a few years.
Because
What was the
I know they
format?
did cards for years and years until
Like back in the 19th century, they were doing that.
Yeah. Well, I'm talking about video games.
Yeah.
Hey.
So I didn't know that they had one, but
Yep.
What was the format of the games? Oh, they were built in,
They were
right?
built in, yeah.
Okay. Jesus.
I'm sorry, were we boring you?
No, I took my hand away and she like got very upset with me.
Yeah, she's kind of the worst guest. So, she's not allowed on the show again.
So, I win.
Yeah, what are you going to plug, Tom?
I don't know. We'll see.
Are you gonna? Did you have something in mind?
I do now.
Yeah.
It's a little game called Ian's Eyes.
God.
God damn it.
Game of the year material right there.
Sure.
Look, making video games is hard, but I feel like it's got to be harder than making Ian's Eyes. No, I don't know that, but that's a good piece of trivia, Tom.
Yeah. I liked it.
Yeah.
I
Sandy,
didn't know it. It's just something I happened to come across this week.
Sandy, now I got a piece of trivia for you.
All right.
What is the last console ever made?
The last? You mean the most recent one?
There you go.
Well, I reckon that would be the Switch.
I guess we don't know that for sure.
Well, 1X came out after the Switch.
But
I
that
count
was
that.
Man, you're 0 for 2 tonight, Sandy.
So you get to
What's
plug
going on?
two
But
things.
no, but that's not. I mean, that's not new. That's just an enhanced.
Okay, well, what about the Neo Geo Mini that's coming out?
That's not out yet.
I'm sure it's already made.
Yeah, but it's not released.
Sure.
I feel like this is a really terrible argument.
No, I mean,
We'll be right back, guys.
If we're gonna go into technicalities,
Well, I mean, SNES Mini was after the Switch.
Mm-hmm.
That's released.
Mm-hmm.
Jesus fucking Christ, Tom.
That's different parts and everything.
yeah, but that's,
Different parts.
Right?
You're right.
yeah, I'll whatever.
Just strangle him, Sandy. Just strangle him.
Sandy, are you gonna buy? Didn't Sega say that they want to make a thing?
No, they
Or they are going to?
They already
announced
released that
they're-
one.
They
Yeah.
released it.
Mhm.
Do you have one of those?
Wait, it's already released?
I believe so because like IGN and GameSpot both reviewed it, so I would assume it's released.
Because I saw that they had announced it.
They reviewed that thing like a couple of months ago, so I would think it's already out. The problem with that is
Now is that the new one or is that the old new one?
I don't know. It's a good question because they've had the ones that they sell in Walgreens for years now.
Yeah.
It's not that. It's one that came out.
Yeah, but those
this
weren't made by
last year.
Sega, right?
No, they were not. Neither is this new one.
Mm.
Well, because if you look on the console, there's gonna say like whatever that name is,
Yeah.
and the new one doesn't have it on there because that's the one that was just announced.
Sure.
Because I know there's an old new one.
There's that Commodore Mini coming out too,
You want that?
and a new Neo Geo thing coming out.
You want that too?
I'm interested in that Neo Geo
Me
one.
too.
Is it-
Me too.
I hope it has Samurai Showdown on it.
I'm just worried about what controllers they're going to put with it. Because if they put the traditional Neo Geo controllers, that's pretty expensive.
Yeah.
I wonder what Nintendo's gonna do for their next classic. I'd heard a rumor that there's gonna be like a Game Boy one.
I think Game Boy would be smarter than N64 because so much of the N64 library
Is rare.
is rare. Yeah. You guys hear that?
Tom, I have to imagine that
Virtual's
the
like
money that
classic.
you spend on this microphone has got to be picking up those laps.
It's not. I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah,
It's not supposed to pick up from the back that much.
sure.
So,
Just the front.
yeah.
You know what? I just remember I still need to try is that boxing virtual boy game I bought.
Oh yeah.
What's it called again?
Tolero Boxer? They had like 3 different games there that I didn't have, but I can't. That was the cheapest one I could justify, as far as like.
What do you mean cheapest you could justify? Like, what do you mean?
Because
Oh, you like that was the most you're willing to spend?
yeah, well I can't spend any frivolous money towards other things since I'm moving.
Yeah,
So that was like $15. I was like, I can do that.
yeah.
Do you guys have a topic prepared?
A what?
A topic prepared?
No.
Cinnamon does. I almost called her Sonic.
James, what do you want to talk about? Since you're leaving us.
Oh,
James, I want you to take us on a journey of your inner video game mind. Some parting words, if you will.
parting words.
Mm-hmm.
Don't play this man in Street Fighter.
Word.
Why?
Actually, I've been getting my ass beat a lot.
Not by Sandy.
He
though.
needed this.
Yeah. No, I don't know. Parting words. I don't know.
Party words.
Yes, give us some party words.
Party words. Final Fantasy 15 sucks.
Oh,
Really?
man.
Y'all know my disdain for that game.
Actually, I don't.
I don't think I do either.
I don't think I've ever heard you say that before.
Oh no, yeah, you were. We were
I've
talking
said
about
that
it. That's
multiple
right.
times.
But you played it at launch.
Yeah, I played it at launch.
And a lot of the complaints you had have apparently been fixed since then.
So you haven't played it since then?
No, once I beat it, it was beat it and delete it.
Granted, you shouldn't have to have played it since then.
Yeah, no. of
Playing it
course.
at launch should be fine.
Right.
But
Yeah.
So what is it that you don't like about that game, Sandy? Is it the boys?
No, it wasn't the boys. Although they did start to annoy me at times.
The Choco Bros?
Yes, the Choco Bros. That's a good one. No, it was
what are you doing?
was it Prompto?
The best one, yes.
Oh yeah, he was honestly my favorite one out of them.
He's a good guy.
Everyone, it felt like they were kind of like their own.
Like they shouldn't have been together.
Not that it was the way they were. Like I could see how they were doing it, like kind of like 4 bros off on their adventure.
Yeah.
But the way that their personalities were, it's like each one seemed like it had its own distinct thing.
Yeah.
This is the smart one. This guy's the jock.
Yeah. It's like,
it is very much set up that
Yeah.
way.
I'm sure it is.
So there was that.
I mean, that makes sense though, because, I mean, a lot of like,
And you know which one is the smart one because he's wearing glasses.
yeah, it makes sense.
But
I mean,
that- I mean,
look
that-
at like Atome games,
that
or
wasn't- but-
like even like other things in like Japanese culture, like boy bands. I mean, that's how they all are. They all are like a stereotype, so you can immediately like, relate to them.
I mean,
yeah.
American boy bands are that way too.
Yeah, true that. I mean, but do we have any more? Do they still exist?
They
Is One Direction still a thing?
I
Are they
mean, you
men
tell
yet?
me.
Are they men yet?
no, that wasn't my complaint. My complaint was that there was a story there, but it was so bare bones in the background that like there was parts of the games I was going through it and I was like I've got no idea what's going on. Like what is the drive for this? What's the backstory here?
Yeah.
And that specifically supposedly has been fixed at this point.
And like the main villain.
All right.
I loved the main villain. He was so cool. But there's for the longest time, like I had no idea like why he was doing what he was doing.
And that's just kind of still ambiguous, even in the current version of the game.
And so what it is like my sister was telling me, she's like, you go online and it gives you this whole breakdown of his story that's hinted at in stuff that you have to find in game, like books and stuff.
Right.
And when you delve into what his story is and why he's doing what he's doing, it's really good.
Yeah.
And
But you have to seek that shit out.
You got to seek it out, and I'm pretty sure they're going to have a lot of that stuff addressed when his DLC chapter comes out.
Just pick up where your heart tells you.
Do you want to check that real fast?
No.
We're all right.
It's fine. The magic of editing.
You ever edit something before, Sandy?
Yeah, I did a group project in theater class, and I was the writer, director, and editor for this whole thing.
It's top.
It's like some guy hired a hitman to go kill his wife.
Did you write that?
Yeah, I wrote it.
Starred in it? Killed his wife?
No, I wasn't the star. I was just kind of like a
You
side
were the
character.
wife.
Were you the wife?
No, but it was funny because, like, the class...
That's funny to you?
What? What was funny is the fact that, like, the class wanted to just keep watching it. We watched, like, 4 times. They're like, yeah, yours was the best
How
one.
long was it?
Maybe, like, 10 minutes or so?
I directed a 7-Up commercial in high school.
Really?
I mean,
Did it go
was a
national?
project. It wasn't
Oh,
an
yeah.
actual commercial. But yeah, it was really good.
I either didn't know about that or I completely forgot about it.
Well, you weren't in photography, right?
Yeah, I was.
And you didn't do that same project?
The only thing I remember from photography is the Superman thing.
Oh, that was... Well, maybe it was second year photography.
Maybe. Sandy, with Final Fantasy 15, I always felt like what you were talking about with the story and everything. I've gone through games, right, where like I'm playing it, like games or like even movies sometimes, like I'm playing it or watching it, and I feel like I don't really know what's going on, but I'm gonna keep going, but I still there's that slight feeling of unease because I was like, I don't really know what's going on, but I'm gonna keep doing this, and I hope I'm not wasting my time. Is that where you were with it?
That, I kept going with it because I was hoping that things would start making sense.
Yeah.
And it didn't. Like, I beat the game, and when it came, I was like, that was it. I was like, I have no. Well, I was like, what was the point of this? Like,
To watch the boys grow together, you know.
but even that, like towards the end,
Tales of the Chocobros.
yeah. But no, it's like at the end, like so much of it didn't make sense.
Yeah.
That like once I went online and like different wiki sites and looking up stuff, finding out like the whole history of the game, like why everything was happening, and like who these people were that had parts in there. I was like, that's so cool.
Yeah.
Why couldn't they have put that into the game?
So they could, because they wanted to sell it to you later.
Well, I mean, from what you said, it's there.
Exactly.
From what you said, it's there if you look for it, though.
But yeah, it's if you go and look for it, it's like there'll be like a magazine on a shelf.
Yeah.
Like there's a part on there where there's a book.
Yeah.
And the cover of it is you see it's a person. I can't remember exactly what it was, but you see like a person talking to the character that you find out is Shiva, the lady that always had her eyes closed.
Right.
And you find out it was like some savior guy from like back in the day. You find out that that's the story of the villain when he was a hero.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like the story of like how he was like kind of allies with the gods to like cure all the stuff like Luna Freya was.
Yeah.
And it's like kind of like how stuff starts to fall out, and that's his story. So he's this legendary person from back in the day.
So, like, aside from the story, like, did you like the gameplay? Was it fun to you?
I like the gameplay until towards the end, where the way I described it is, like with 13, it's follow the path.
Right.
And then it opens.
Until you get to the end, and then it's open world.
And
Right.
15's off.
And yeah, and this one was open world until you get to the train.
Yeah.
And once you're on the train, follow the path.
Right.
Um,
Open world trains.
and I didn't like that.
Yeah. The biggest frustration for me with that game was the way magic worked.
That was really weird.
In that, like, you always had one, magic was an equipable item, which was new for me. But then again, I'm not like.
But then you have to craft the magic.
Yeah, but then again, I don't know a whole lot about Final Fantasy. I've played entries here and there. But like the thing about it was that, like every magic spell that you had was an area of effect spell, and it was always really easy to catch your friends in the effect too and hurt them.
Once I saw it was craft, like you had to craft magic, I didn't use it. So I used magic once in that whole game. Other than that, I just went through and just melee.
Yeah.
Going back to, like, having to look for the story, like, I really do prefer that. So, I don't know. I mean, I've been meaning to try 15 for a while now anyhow. But, like, Ryan, you played Transistor.
Yeah.
Could you tell me anything about the story of that game?
I mean, if we were closer to when I played it, probably because I didn't go and find as many things as you did.
Right.
But I'd looked at some text logs or whatever.
But like you really have to dig for it.
Yeah.
You know, or like
Bastion's the same way.
Bastion's the same. El Shaddai is the same. Nier to an extent is the same.
Yeah.
And I like it because if you want the stuff, it's there. But if you just want to go through the game, you know, you don't have to worry about it. It's not force-fed to you, you know?
Yeah, but with 15, I was more concerned on why is this villain doing, like, who is he and why is he doing what he's doing? Like,
Yeah.
what's driving him and what's his end game?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't
It's
know.
What's this guy about? What's he up to?
Because it's like...
Sinead, did you play 15?
I played like the first 5 hours of it. That's about it.
Because...
I forgot what I got distracted by. I think
Kingdom Hearts.
Another Persona.
That's right.
That's cool.
Yeah.
You know, Persona kind of is cool too, in that it's like it kind of like there's side stories for like contain stories for like each character, and like if you foster those relationships, you get to learn more about those characters and explore those stories. But like the main story is still like they still give it to you in a comprehensible way.
Sounds kind of like Mass Effect.
Yeah, it's
Similar. It's like build your own story, right? Like
Yeah.
what's canon for your playthrough.
yeah.
But
Um,
the ending's going to be the same regardless.
Yeah.
You know. I mean, I don't know about 5, but typically Persona's endings are the same regardless of what you do.
yeah.
I mean, if you do more than one girlfriend, you might have a bad Valentine's Day.
Is that how the game ends with Valentine's Day?
Basically, yeah.
I haven't finished it, so I don't know.
You didn't
So,
finish it?
wait, at the end, do you have to choose someone?
Sandy, come on, man.
Right, that's from the hit TV show The Simpsons.
Never heard of it.
No, you choose somebody along the way.
Okay.
Never heard of
Not the
Simpsons.
The end is if you have like multiple girlfriends. It'll be different.
That's what I like about The Witcher. If you try and play both,
I
you
know
get 'em-
Witcher.
Well, you can do because Berto was like playing and he was like
Berto Shanae's boyfriend.
fiance.
I mean, until you sign the paper, it's the same thing, you know.
Well, I got an expensive piece of jewelry, so fiance. But he was like, "Can I?" He's like, "Should I bang this person?" I'm like, "Well, if you bang that person, can you bang other people?"
I feel like that's a question that a lot of couples ask each other.
Sure.
But yeah, so I didn't realize it was like just the 2 main witches, and then you could bang all the other like sub witches.
Sandwiches?
Sandwiches.
Sub
You can bang all the
witches.
sandwiches.
Yeah, Sandy, you mentioned The Witcher, and like choosing between the ladies in that game, and like I played a good portion of The Witcher 3, and then the game tired me out and I stopped playing it. But at some point, like there are 2 magic ladies that Geralt has had experience with, and like. But at the same time, like, I hadn't played the other 2 games to completion, so, like, I had, like, 0 context for those relationships.
Magic ladies?
Yeah, because they're...
Like
they're,
Zatanna?
2
Yeah,
witches.
they're witches.
yes,
Okay.
actually, yes. Just like that.
Xantana?
Like ta-da?
Less ta-da.
Did you call her Xantana?
Yeah,
No, I did not.
yeah.
Check the tape, Sinead.
Let's check it right now. Rewind it.
But, like, you know, I've been listening to the audiobook.
Oh, how are those?
Terrible.
Pretty good. They're pretty good. But also, I wanted to do that to give me more context to like those relationships, and so it's giving me a better idea of if I do revisit those games, which magic lady I will choose. And
Which
it will,
one?
Well, I don't know yet, but I have a good feeling of which one I have a good feeling that I'll be more confident when I choose the magic lady of my dreams later on.
Yeah, the one I picked, I like that choice.
Cool.
Don't sound so horny about it.
No, because I mean,
Sandy, you did sound a little horny
no,
about it.
I liked her character in the second one.
I like
and
my choice.
And
Which one?
my cousin went through and he picked the other one, And
Which one did you pick?
I picked Triss.
Is that the one with the black hair?
No,
Right
that's Yennefer.
Yennefer.
Yeah,
That's what,
Geralt affectionately calls her Yin, and she kind of hates it because it reminds her of how in love with him she really is.
Oh, yeah, that's the one that Berto likes. The one with black hair.
Yeah, I didn't like her.
But he played it before, and I remember watching a scene where I don't know who it was, but he fucked
Oh, the
her on the
unicorn?
unicorn. Yeah.
Yeah.
You see that?
Don't say fucked. Say made love.
Did you see that? I don't know if it was a glitch or
Fucked
if it
her
was a
real
mod
hard.
for Witcher 3 where like hundreds of unicorns kept spawning.
Oh my.
It's really funny.
Tom and I had an idea
Hi.
for The Witcher 3 for hundreds of Terminators to spawn.
Yeah, Terminator DLC.
Yeah.
Because it makes sense because they're time travelers, so they
Yeah.
can still be there.
Yeah.
There's,
Imagine you're playing with the old white hair boy and going down that road and
you just look off to the countryside.
there's like Terminator orbs start spawning
Oh gosh.
and a
and
bunch
the music starts.
Would you
Yeah.
buy that DLC?
That, I mean,
You'd buy it. Don't lie.
it'd be interesting to see a
Would
silver,
you buy
a
it?
silver-
Yes or no?
Maybe.
You'd buy it. Shut up. I would buy it. But then again, like I'm super biased because I'll buy anything with Terminator in it.
I want that more than I want Geralt in Soul Calibur.
I want Geralt Soul Calibur. That'd be fun.
There's so much more cooler characters to pick.
Like Terminator.
Well,
Yeah,
we're not gonna put
Terminator's
Terminator.
cool.
in-
Well, it makes sense because he's a time traveler. You see.
See?
What other game?
But he
Across
doesn't.
all
Use,
time.
but he doesn't.
What other game can be made better?
Wait,
with
hold on. He
more
doesn't
Terminators?
what?
But what? I mean, what? You never see Terminator using anything other than guns.
You ever seen Hayachi use anything but his fists?
No.
Well,
Touche.
Yeah, but you still got like Maxie, who is a close, and Talum, who are both close range
Well, they
fighters.
still got weapons.
Yeah.
Nunchaku.
Question still stands. What game would be made better with a bunch of Terminators?
All of them.
All right, which
Any of
game
your
would be-
Otomis.
literally
would be
any
be-
game.
Which game would be made best with it?
Best?
Shit. Otomis.
All your options are Terminators.
I think we did talk about a Terminator
and,
Otomi
no,
one
and a
time.
Schwarzenegger Otomi. With a bunch of
Yeah,
Schwarzenegger.
That's
like all the
right.
boyfriends are like different Schwarzeneggers from different movies.
Like, yeah.
You probably choose Commando Schwarzenegger. Because he's a family man, you know?
What about the one where he has a baby?
Junior.
Sure, that's the ultimate family man. That's more of a dream daddy situation.
Yes!
I
Big
feel like if you
Daddies.
do twins, you can have DeVito as your support character.
No, I'd want Kindergarten Cop one.
Sure.
A Detective John Kimball. Yeah. But that's
What about Nintendogs?
Nintendogs.
Just fucking naked Arnold with a collar on coming up to you. Throwing the ball for him.
Oh my god.
The mission is the detective.
Oh, let's go more for Terminator and not
can't-
just like
Look, you
a
could-
bunch of them, like 100 of them.
Like you could
Sure.
ask me, like, well, specifically Terminators, right? Like
Yeah,
I would
a bunch
accept,
of Terminators.
I would accept Terminator in any video game.
No, like at least 100 Terminators, if not more.
Well, yeah. Well, I don't think every game has room for 100 Terminators.
Well,
I
that's
think
what I'm saying,
Battle
which
Royale
would be
does.
best.
Fortnite
dude.
does.
Yes. All right. So a Terminator Battle Royale, 100 Terminators, orbit,
Sure.
and they fight with. That's it.
Yeah.
They just shoot at each other with laser rifles.
Oh, hi.
Oh.
The fucking death fog could be like the red explosion from T2,
Yeah.
like Sarah's dream.
Yeah,
you
and
know?
then when it closes, then it just
Yeah.
cuts to a fucking FMV clip of that scene.
On the chain.
But it's like that's a good game.
Not to harp on
That's a good
it,
idea.
but Ian's eyes with 100 Terminators.
Ian's eyes were
Actually, I think Ian's
where
eyes
the
were-
dog is Terminator.
Yeah, I think Ian's eyes were the dog is Terminator, and like all the other children.
Like
are
that
bad
would
Terminators.
actually make that game more fun.
Yeah, if like there was just like you just reskin it with like where the dog is Terminator and Ian is John Connor, and then boom.
Do you think that would be the best version of Ian's eyes?
Oh yeah.
Well,
would
I
make it
mean,
better.
that's a low bar though, you know. Like any other version of Ian's eyes would be better than Ian's eyes.
No, I'm saying best.
Well, yeah. If the options were Ian's eyes as is and Ian's eyes with Terminator skin, then yes. But I feel like any game with Terminator skin is the best version of that game.
Here's something. I was talking to my buddy about how would you feel if they did a new Thing game, but used kind of like with a Dead Space feel.
I would like that.
Oh, that'd be super dope. I like that a lot.
Because, you know, I don't know if I was just garbage at the game or if the game was just super hard, but the theme game that exists now, it's like I got to a point where it just became like just incomprehensible to me.
What about if it was like a multiplayer game, but like so like you're on like the base or whatever, and it's like six of y'all.
Yeah.
And like
you gotta figure out who's the alien.
Who's the
and
thing?
you may be taken over as the alien. You gotta like try and make the other ones not think that you are.
That'd be fun.
Yeah.
I think that'd be a new take on. I don't know any like a lot of multiplayer games that are like that.
Yeah.
Hi.
God damn it.
What's the matter?
Her.
She's just the
She's
worst.
fine.
She's the worst.
She's being so cute.
Her breath is permeating.
Ew.
But
That's why I wiped it up. They were spit
pungent.
on you.
you know, the other night we were coming up with a number of battle royale games. Tom, you had the idea for a Dynasty Warriors battle royale.
I mean, I just think like Musos in general,
Mm-hmm.
like there wouldn't be a lot of work that needed to be done there.
Mm-hmm.
Just in that Musos typically graphically are inferior to most current games.
Yeah.
Which battle royale kind of has to be that way.
Yeah.
And then yeah, like just each of those characters is controlled by a player.
Yeah.
I don't know. Seems easy enough.
Yeah.
I'm surprised no one's done it already.
Crazy Taxi battle royale.
Oh, that'd be fun.
100 cabbies. Battle for fare.
Everybody would be getting a ride.
Ooh, Twisted Metal Battle Royale.
Car combat would be cool.
Yeah. And I'm actually well.
Rocket League would probably lend itself well to a battle royale
So
sort of thing.
like.
Well, Rocket League, like, there's goals. What are you gonna do? Have like fucking 50 goals
Well, no,
around the
I'm
place?
saying
or-
like if they just created like a new one where it's just like Rocket League Battle Royale where you get the boosters, you can like smash into somebody.
Yeah, I feel like Jeremy Dunham would hate that.
Well,
Well, I don't give a shit what Jeremy Dunham thinks.
H1Z1 has some like new car combat mode.
Yeah,
I don't know anything. I don't really know too much about it, but
I saw you on that the other day.
yeah, I was just playing it to see if I was having as little fun as I remembered having. And the answer is yes. I was having very little fun. I tried Cliff Bleszinski's new battle royale game, Radical Heights.
Radical Heights is interesting because it was doing quite well at the gate and is now hemorrhaging players, but it's still so early in development that, you know, I think they're going to be okay.
I could definitely see something there.
Like it says in the product description that like it's in very early stages, you know.
Yeah.
So
When you're going to create your avatar, there's male and female options, but actually there's only male option, and over female it says coming soon.
yeah.
But yeah, I played a little bit of that. I played like.
That's funny to you.
I had a thought come in my head.
What's your thought?
Yeah, it's let's just move on. Sorry, stuff just pops in my head.
Sure.
You're
That's
weird,
how thoughts
Sandy.
work. That's how thoughts work. You're correct, sir.
I also played this kind of interesting battle royale game. Well, and I don't even know if it would. I guess they advertise it as like part battle royale, part survival. This game called the Darwin Project. We saw it at we saw it at E3 last year, I think. And it's kind of a weird thing. It's like instead of 100 people, it's 5 people. It's 5 people and a host.
Mm-hmm.
And the host can kind of control the flow of what's going on. Like he or she can close off different areas in the map, and they can talk to each of the competitors, and they can talk back to the host, but they can't talk to each other.
Is that the one where they had that really dumb esports commentary over it?
I can't remember.
I think it is.
How would a Mario Battle Royale work out?
It wouldn't.
I believe in them.
Like, what would that even be?
100 toads. All treasure tracking.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Like, I can't imagine what that would be.
Oh, did y'all see
I
the?
imagine you would just be like, I don't know. You could just do different characters in a Mario style. You choose what they look like. You probably have like a large customization on that part.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then do something like paint guns or and
So
things like that.
let's just use Splatoon instead then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tom said something about a Street Fighter Battle Royale one time.
I just think like you could take that formula and it doesn't have to be what it is.
Yeah, it doesn't always have to be a shooter.
And if somebody did that, you could make some, like if you're not directly competing with the shooter battle royale, which is all of them at this point,
Yeah.
you know, you could potentially make a bigger splash.
Yeah.
But like whether it's like you run into somebody and it goes into a fighting game, or you run into somebody and it goes into a turn-based strategy game or something like that, you know, the fewer competitors you have, you know, the better.
I just think that if I were conceiving of a new game, like kind of in that mode, I wouldn't be a shooter.
Right.
Because there's just too many of them already.
And more to come.
Yeah. Yeah, I think and if I was gonna if it was gonna be, because I would do something like a flight combat game. Like I would totally extrapolate like Star Fox 64's multiplayer into that.
Did y'all ever play Crimson Skies?
Oh yeah, Crimson Skies was
Crimson
dope.
Skies Battle Royale.
Yeah,
That'd be neat.
Yeah. The multiplayer on that was like really really fun.
Airplanes is a good idea.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be on a dirigible.
Wait, hold on. Say that word again.
Dirigible?
Okay. Because the first time you said divergible.
No, I did not.
No, she didn't.
Okay.
You're there to do like
roll back the tape.
You're there to do like a rogue squadron.
Yeah, that would be cool. That would be really neat. Sandy, how do you think the the combatants are going to enter the arena in Red Dead's Battle Royale?
Not confirmed yet.
Or if it
basically confirmed.
If there were to be a Battle Royale mode in Red Dead Redemption 2, not confirmed, it's not going to be there. We don't know that. But if it were there,
so here's what I said. All right.
Listen
a train. There's the track around the map, and you just choose when to get off the train because you can't drop in from the sky.
Yeah.
You know.
Or they could, because it's a video game. You know.
Yeah.
What would they?
They can just hop off a dirigible.
They come up through that fucking drill capsule thing from Ninja Turtles. Yeah.
Sure.
That's
Is
a
there
good
a
question.
Power Rangers Muso?
I sincerely hope not.
Would it just be like
There's
you?
a brawler that everyone hated that came out last year.
I mean, would it be
That
just
looks
you
so
against a
cool,
bunch
too.
of putties?
Apparently, it's bad.
I know. I heard it was bad,
I'd
but
be
when
down
it
for
came
that.
out, it reminded me a lot of the old Super Nintendo one.
Yeah. That game was actually fun. I didn't even like.
You know,
Power
that's
Rangers.
funny because like we talk about the parity between the Super Nintendo version of a game and the Sega Genesis version of the game. Like the versions of Aladdin are totally different, and the versions of the Power Rangers game that came out on Genesis was a one-on-one fighting game, where the one that came out on Super Nintendo was a brawler.
Yeah, and I think they had a fighting one as well for the Super Nintendo later on. Because I remember playing.
Yes,
I played a
do
ROM
remember
of that, but it was all the Zords.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I finally got the Genesis version of Animaniacs about a year ago. Because
Finally.
because I'd always wanted to play it because I got the Super Nintendo one for Christmas of '94, and like the way that play style was, I always see the advertisements for the Genesis one. So when I finally got it, I was playing, thinking it'd be the same thing. Yeah, completely different play style.
Were the good feathers in either version?
Yeah, they're always in it.
Okay.
They're always in there, just kind of like hidden parts.
What are the two squirrels' names?
Smindy and Slappy.
Smindy?
No, it was Slappy and it was Slappy Squirrel and no, I'm sorry. Mindy was the girl with Buttons the dog.
Yeah.
It was Slappy and
Show sucked.
I don't remember. That did not suck. They're bringing that back. They are rebooting Animaniacs.
I just can't imagine Tom being into Animaniacs.
I like Tiny Toon Adventures.
Yeah.
That was good.
How I spent my summer vacation.
Sure.
Welcome back, guys. Sandy, what do you want to talk about, man?
Backlogs.
Okay, how big's yours?
Pretty big. I don't know, just if I was to have a stack of it, I mean, it'd be pretty high, probably maybe bad high.
Yay high.
Yeah,
Are,
but
are we talking about like active backlogs,
Waist
like
high.
we can't, like where we're like regularly like I want to play this, not just like oh yeah I want to play that game.
yeah. Basically, like the games you have that you want to play.
Wait, that you own?
Yeah,
or
that you own.
Okay,
That you
well,
own.
then, yeah. That nixes a lot of mine then.
Okay, well, I mean, okay, so say like just digital and physical.
Yeah. No, even then, like, there's a lot of games that I plan to buy and play that I just haven't purchased yet.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
Danganronpa for sure.
Yeah, baby. You got pretty deep.
Yeah,
How many hours total is that game?
A lot of them.
a lot. Yeah.
It's a lot of it. I mean,
Are we talking 50?
yeah, probably. At least. Because, like, you watched me play through what is basically the prologue.
Mm-hmm.
And that's like 5 hours, you know?
Oh wow.
'Cause I got to the third trial
Yeah.
and.
I know you had to start over at some point, but, like,
Yeah, that was in the. I had to start over in the beginning.
yeah.
Prologue. For sure. I have I have been wanting to get back to Final Fantasy 15.
Mm.
I want to play the new stuff in Mario.
The
Odyssey.
balloon stuff?
I haven't done it yet. I don't know if that counts.
It does.
Yeah, it counts.
Certainly.
So, like, the glitching for, like, New Donk City that I figured would be a problem is a problem. So, like, there are certain levels of that are just kind of broken. But,
Still want to try it.
yeah. It's fun.
Yeah, I think regularly about, because I was talking outside about those cases of games that I have, and I regularly think about flipping through those and finishing some games up in there. Like I got Blue Dragon in there.
That's a good one.
I got Lost Odyssey in there. Shit, I have so much stuff in there. I never finished Mass Effect 3.
Really?
Yeah, I never finished it.
How far did you get?
Not very. Yeah, I have so much stuff that I should really get. I even got like some PS2 games in my possession that I just never finished. Like I have Suikoden 2. No, Suikoden 3, sorry.
Okay, yeah, that's...
Because 2 is still PS1, isn't it?
Yeah.
You know what I always liked about those games? I never played them. But, like, it's still a top-down, like a lot of those old RPGs, you know? But, like, the sprites are taller. I like that. Because, you know, usually it's, like, little chibi guys.
Yeah. I have Silent Hill 4. I never finished that one. But I was intrigued by it. I don't know if that game is...
Was that the Silent Hill 4 The Room?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I remember that came out, I saw, like, the way it played, I was like, I don't know about that.
You know, I learned today that there's a fourth Fatal Frame that was Japan only.
I can't do Fatal Frame. I have Fatal Frame 2. I never finished that, but I'm not gonna. Not gonna finish that game.
So if we're talking about, like, games that we own, Ryan bought me Prey several months back. And I liked it a lot, but just never finished it. And then, Shanae, you just made me think about Goodbye Despair, which is the second Danganronpa game. I've barely touched that. So, that'd be cool. Because I'd like to play V3, which just came out not too long ago.
I have a lot of Otomis that I haven't finished.
Yeah.
But a lot of them
Battle Chef Brigade. I'm, like, near the end of that.
Atomi's okay, so can't you go through pretty quick, like...
Some of them, yeah. Some of them, no. But, like, I have some...
But you want to get all the endings.
I have some that, like, were never available, like, in English. So there's fan translations that you, like, I had to, like, go and find and download and, like, add to the game and stuff. And some of those, just to, like, get the game to start working, are kind of a pain in the ass. So I, like, played, like, one route, and I haven't gone back and finished it. And I like it, and it's, like, gets a lot of the critical acclaim, but it's also, like, I have to do so much to make this work.
Yeah, I could see how that would kind of deter you from playing.
And then I have, like, a bunch of DS games that I only play when I'm traveling, really.
I think the oldest one in my backlog is actually the Battletoads arcade game.
Yeah.
For the rare replay?
Yeah.
Okay.
think that's the oldest game that I have access to that I intend to finish. That game's fun as hell. I don't know why I stopped playing it. And I can't imagine it's that long, but
It's not long, but the boss fights for that take a very long time when you get there.
yeah.
There is one because I did it with my old roommate, and we're just wailing away on this it was like a snake boss, like 5 minutes. I was like, when is this gonna end? This guy's taking such a beating.
Well, what about this, dude? You ever notice? You ever do a boss fight and it takes a really long time, and then you find out later that you were doing the boss fight wrong, and it's actually not supposed to take that long?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Because there's like some gimmick you're supposed to do.
Quite recently, that Cerberus fight in Kingdom Hearts 1.
Mm. Like, how are you doing it?
Oh, I forgot to reflect back the things.
Oh, so you were just trying to run at him and hit him?
So is it when he's like shooting the orbs or something?
I forgot to reflect those.
Yeah.
And they kept getting me.
I watched. There's at the start of Dark Souls 1. There's a boss called the Stray Demon, and like when you encounter him, like the only weapon that you have is a broken sword, and I watched someone like over and over and over again like throw themselves at that boss, and like every time you hit him with the broken sword, like it does like the tiniest amount of damage, and they were getting so upset. It's like way to artificially inflate your game with this bullshit, and I'm like, and I didn't tell them that like that's not what you're supposed to do, but and then he eventually figured it out, but it was still really funny.
What about like? So I don't remember. I think maybe Ryan bought it for me. Maybe I got it off of Humble. But I got our Kingdom Hearts 3 Love Max, and like so it's a fighting game, and I've liked what I've played of it, which is only about an hour. But like, how do you quantify that with a fighting game? Because like I intend to put many more hours into it, but you know,
I mean, yeah.
It's not like there's an ending, right? Like,
What do you mean, quantify what exactly?
Like,
is it backlog or not?
Is that backlog?
I would say,
sure,
I would say
definitely.
backlog.
Yeah.
Because I mean, well, and I think fighting games are kind of different too, right? Because with like narrative driven games, like there's a definitive end, like there's a definitive like point where I finished this game.
Right.
Whereas fighting games are different as like how do you gauge completion? Do you gauge completion by like completing the arcade mode?
And I can't imagine that online is still supported for it.
Right. So like, do you define completion by like your mastery of the game and its mechanics?
Or sometimes, like some fighting games, I'd say how far I feel that I want to go into it.
Yeah.
Like with like with Tekken, I wanted to go through the story mode and beat the characters that I wanted to beat it with.
Yeah.
But I was like, I'm definitely not going to beat this with everybody in here.
So Tekken for me was just get all the trophies, and I did that, you know. But
Yeah.
I don't know.
So what's the game that's been in y'all's backlog the longest?
It's got to be a PS2 game. I don't know which one it is, but it's got to be a PS2 game. Like if I'm thinking off the top of my head, it could be Castlevania: Lament of Innocence.
Which one was that? Oh, that's the one where it's the guy on the cover like holding the cross looking up.
Yeah.
That one's a hard game when you get to the end.
That's definitely one of my older ones.
It hasn't aged well.
I don't imagine it has. Yeah, I think that's probably the one that's been there the longest. Or I actually I did check it out on this game like a year or so ago. It's a game called Steambot Chronicles.
Oh yeah.
I never actually saw that game to completion, so that game's probably been in my backlog a bit longer.
Because if we're going by what we own and not like what we intend to buy or like play again, probably The World Ends With You.
Oh yeah. Just wait for the re-release, dude.
Yeah.
Switch, hell yeah.
Yeah, I was like, I do own it though.
What is that game exactly?
It's an RPG. It's a Square Enix RPG, and like the controls are quite strange because it was originally a DS game, but it's like super modern. The kid's got like his body taken over by some sort of being. I don't know. I mean, I've played very little of it, but
all the kids have like
really cool music.
Yeah, and
very
music,
stylized,
and
like thick lines.
And they have music themed names.
Yeah. It takes place, I believe, in Akihabara.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Max Payne. Like, I love Remedy.
Yeah.
I've never played the first two I've never played any of the Max Payne games.
Alan
I have
Wake
all
is in
three of
there.
those.
Alan Wake is in my backlog too.
Yeah,
Maybe
so
they
I've
can
got all
Wake.
three of those. I'd like to play all of those at some point. That's probably the oldest stuff. Physically, Persona Q I never finished, and I would really like to get around to that.
That's the one that's like it's like Etrian Odyssey, right?
Very similar, yeah.
Okay.
Ooh, those games are hard.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like, what's hard about them exactly?
Well, a lot of the old ones you had to make your own maps.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think with the more recent ones you can just draw it on the touchpad.
Right.
I believe, but
Like, is the combat challenging? Or?
No, the combat's not challenging, but it's the fact that you basically, because you know how like in old school Metroid for the Nintendo, it's like you either have to memorize the map or you get graph paper and draw it all out.
Yeah.
Basically, for those games, is you have to draw it out on the touchpad.
Okay.
yeah, I know one of the more recent, within the last few years, Etrian games on 3DS allowed you to do the map on the bottom screen. I'm not sure. I don't remember if Persona Q does or not. But those are great, man. Like, do you ever play it? I've talked to these guys, but neither of them have done it. Have you ever played any of the old Wizardry games?
No.
Oh, I used to love those, man. The same thing, first person dungeon crawling. Yeah, it's good stuff.
I think the oldest games I've got probably Xenogears and Legend of Dragoon for PS1. Because I think I've beaten all my Super Nintendo games.
Oh, you know what? I'm sure there's Chip and Dale 2.
Yeah.
I recently bought the Disney Afternoon Collection. That game's old as sin, and I've never beat that one.
Yeah.
I've never beat Mega Man 5. I have that, and I intend to play both of those.
And the pantheon of difficulty, like, where would you place that based on what you've played?
Mega Man 5?
Yeah.
It's harder than 2 for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, 1's certainly harder than 5.
Yeah.
But yeah, I never bothered learning the boss order to it, never finished it, so.
Yeah.
I'm sure it doesn't have a weapon that's as broken as the metal blades from 2.
Yeah.
Or the elect beam from 1 where you do the pause.
The pause, yeah. Which I think still works, by the way, in the Legacy Collection, I think.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah.
Last year sometime, Tom was there when I beat my first 2 Mega Man bosses.
Yeah, well, he's always like, it's hard. I was like, no, you just need to know the boss order. And he was progressing.
But I'm also bad at video games, you know?
Well, depending on which Mega Man you're doing, yes, some of those can be hard as far as like there's some parts where it's the level's easy, then you get to the boss and they just wreck you.
Yeah.
I was watching X Chapters do 10, the Endless mode, this morning on Twitch. He made it to like screen like 200 something.
Oh, yeah, I saw y'all
Yeah.
post that, but I didn't know what y'all were talking
Yeah,
about.
but apparently he's made it into like the 300s before, which to me that's crazy. He was talking about some guy that was going into the thousands.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, and what game were we talking about?
Mega Man 9 and 10 have like this endless thing where
Okay.
like each screen it tallies how far
Oh,
you're getting,
okay.
but like it's never ending.
Yeah.
So yeah.
So is it
And
like
like
a...
some of those screens are like the fault like where you just drop and there's spikes on both sides.
Okay.
Like, you know. Yeah.
That sounds
Especially
cool, though.
the stages where it's the quick man stuff where like the beams go like that.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know
Yeah.
how you could just go through that stuff
Yeah,
randomly.
that's hard. Even in 2, that's miserable. That's probably the hardest part of Mega Man 2.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That sounds really cool, actually. I wish I would have known that was going on. I would have loved
Yeah.
to see that.
I mean, it was like 8:30 in the morning,
Yeah.
but I'm sure it's in his archive.
Yeah. Yeah, there's... I really want to go through those cases and look through all the games, look at all the... Because, like, this is something that, like, Tom and I have talked about, like, pretty frequently, in that how often we're playing a game and how quickly it loses our attention because something else is there.
Yeah, and that's the case like with me, why my backlog gets so high.
Yeah. Shadow Dancer. I've never beat Shadow Dancer. I've barely gotten to the 3rd level of that, and like that game's fucking awesome.
Yeah.
So I'd like to play through that at some point.
I wonder how many levels that game has. Because I haven't played that game since I was like 8.
Yeah, Hold Me Close, Shadow Dancer.
Sure.
I love that. I love that joke we made.
It was a moment captured in time.
Space
Combat.
Harrier. Never beat Space Harrier.
That's a hard game.
Yeah.
That is a very hard game.
You know they put that into Yakuza 6, I think, or
I know
Well,
they put
it's-
Outrun in there. in
or,
one of
or is
them.
it Yakuza 0?
It's in Yakuza 0 because that's one that takes place in the 80s.
80s. Okay.
What a good idea. Like, Activision doing it with Call of Duty, bad idea. Because
What do
those
you mean?
games did not exist. In Call of Duty World War II, they have a lot of old Activision arcade games in there for you to play.
No, dude, like there's a there's a part in Wolfenstein 2: The New Colossus
Yeah,
where you can play Wolfenstein 3D,
yeah,
and like that game takes place in like the 1960s.
exactly.
They did that in the New Blood too.
Well, in the New Blood it was different because it wasn't a game; it was a nightmare.
It was like a nightmare,
It was a
yeah.
nightmare that he had.
Oh, okay.
But like when you play the game in New Colossus, he's like, graphics are realistic. I feel like I'm there. And it's
Yeah,
like,
well, I feel like at that time they would think it was some sort of sorcery.
yeah.
But, yeah.
That's like, I don't know if y'all remember, but Ninja Turtles 3, when April O'Neil is talking to the
about the
Shogun.
movie?
Yeah. When she's talking to the Shogun, she pulls out her Walkman.
And they all
And-
fucking attack
Yeah,
him.
like it's witchcraft.
That movie sucks.
So yeah, a lot of the old Sega games that I own that I've not beaten. A lot of SNK stuff as well.
Yeah. We should definitely see. We should actually try to buckle down and try to get through all these games that we've purchased over the years and see how many we can finish. And like I say that periodically throughout the year, like every year, and then like I always like something new comes out and I always just fucking break down.
Dude, Guerrilla War, the arcade version, like the NES game was my favorite game growing up.
Mhm.
I never played the arcade version. I'd like to play through that.
You probably have to emulate that, right?
Yeah, well, I'm sure it's for sale somewhere. Like
Yeah.
SNK's been doing a lot of the arcade archives
Yeah.
re-releases.
And they're pretty
And
good.
they are coming out. They are putting together now a compilation of their older arcade stuff and their early NES stuff as well.
Yeah.
So anything SNK, I'm all for it.
Yeah, those I love those games because of not like one because they're really fun, but they also just age really well.
Very well, yeah.
You know, like I play them and I'm like, this game could have come out
Yeah,
like
today,
and
it's
still
done fine. Yeah.
Like I'll still play like Metal Slug,
Mm-hmm.
and like when the first Metal Slug came out in like I don't know, like late '90s, mid to late '90s.
Yeah, because they used to be in arcades everywhere.
Yeah, and like
You know, I love Shock Troopers.
yeah, and Shock Troopers is another one.
Yeah.
Like that game ages like remarkably well. You know,
Jackal was Konami, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's Konami.
that's the one with the Jeeps.
Yup,
Yeah.
that's a good game.
That's a very good game. NES version though, like only being able to shoot north was kind of a pain.
Well, you could shoot the machine gun north,
Right.
but if you had the other weapons, then yeah, you can do
Right. But like machine guns your main, and
Yeah.
just shooting north was kind of sucky. And people were like, "Well, it's a limitation of the controller," but it's like, well, no, because they got Shock Troopers to work just fine.
Yeah. Jeanette, you ever play any SNK games?
Not really, no.
You should play Metal
Okay.
Slug.
I'm too young.
Sure, I guess.
I mean, we were young when those came out, so yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. All the, like I'm trying to think of an SNK game that I don't like, and I can't think of one.
I love Samurai Showdown, but they just infuriate me because they're so hard.
I love like the big chunky sprites and like the zooming in and out. Like I thought it
Yeah.
was so cool at the time.
Yeah.
The first time I remember my cousin had
That game is still awesome to watch.
Mm-hmm.
my cousin got Samurai Showdown 3 for PS1. And it was like the first time I saw when you beat him, if you do something, you like chop him in half.
Mm-hmm.
I was just like, whoa, that's cool.
First time I played Samurai Showdown was SNES, that version, and like that does not do the game justice at all. But-
Jeanette, you ever play Bushido Blade?
oh, we gotta play that tournament
That
night.
sounds so familiar.
So it was back when Square was Squaresoft,
Mhm.
and it's a one-on-one weapon-based fighting game where you anytime if you hit somebody in an area that would kill them, the match is over.
You might be able to take a hit or two, like your arm would be crippled
Oh,
or
that
whatever.
sounds like
but-
super familiar. So I
It's
might
very good.
have,
It's-
but there's a good chance I just watched a video
Like
with it. in it.
that game visually, of course, like hasn't aged well, but I am curious as to
But it's
whether
not ugly. Like I've watched it recently. It's
Yeah.
not ugly.
I'm curious as to whether or not the gameplay holds up.
I'm sure it does. I'm sure it does.
Yeah, I'd really like to revisit that game. You should definitely play that game at least once, I think.
Oh, Origami, I'd like to finish. So that's a relatively new
Is that the ninja
game.
one?
Yeah, it's very Tenchu inspired.
Need another Tenchu.
Secret of Mana I still need to beat.
Which one is that one?
The Super Nintendo one?
It's the one that they just came out with the remake for.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that one.
Yeah.
I was never really into that game.
It's fun, but there's some mechanics in that I don't like.
Like what?
If characters hit you, then it's like you kind of get knocked back. You're like stunned, and then if they hit you again while you're stunned, like when you come out, it immediately puts you back in there. So I got up to a boss fight where and if you have the other two characters AI controlled, they're straight just dumb. They don't do anything to help you.
Right.
So they got
It's a limitation of the controller, Sandy.
No, it's not the controller. It's just the AI programming for it. So I got to a boss fight where they got killed, and the boss just spams an endless loop of this attack. So it's like, once you get hit with it,
You're just fucked.
yeah, you're dead because your computer allies are dead. And
Have you played any new versions of that game?
I did I got the remake of it for PS4.
Are they still dumb?
Yeah, they're still dumb. It's still the exact same issues. So.
Last week, I think it was last week while we were laboing, Ryan had me pick up Streets of Rage 3, which I had never played.
Hell yeah.
And watched Tanae play a good little bit of that. I played a little bit of it myself. And, like, it does not look as fun as 2, but it still looks super fun. And I'm sure it's, like, super quick
I
to
played
beat.
an old man robot.
Yeah, so
Dr.
I'll
Zan.
probably play through that this week.
Isn't there one of those where you can play as a kangaroo?
Streets of Rage 3.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because remember that was an achievement.
Yeah.
Dude, that Sega collection on Steam, like, so generous of Sega to let you use Steam Workshop for the mods. I did a Streets of Rage 2 mod where you can play as, like, 4 different Street Fighter characters. And, like, it's so fun. Throwing Hadoukens in Streets of Rage 2. Like, it is super fun. Way too easy, but very fun.
Sandy, I will tell you that the most important mod available for that game is the Tim Allen noise.
Yeah, so every time you kill somebody, the Tim Allen noise
Oh,
happens.
You know
that
noise.
That would get annoying though after a while.
Well, see, they did the volume just right, so it's kind of quiet. So, you know.
It's really funny.
What's the
You
Tim
see,
Allen
if I
noise?
From
was
Home Improvement.
You ever...
The little whoop. I can do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, there we go.
see the one
That was so good, Sandy.
Well, I mean, I'm the one who did it, but...
You did it first.
Alright.
Anyways.
All 3 of you did it.
No, because Shanae went...
I couldn't do it. I didn't know how to make it.
no if I was to do a mod for a sound, I would do the sound from Street Fighter 2 when you die.
Oh, yeah. Ooh, oh. That one?
Oh no, it's like ooh, ooh,
Yeah.
ooh.
No, I would just make it... I would make it every time someone dies in that game, it's the Blanca victory noise.
or the sound from Mortal Kombat 2 when you do the sweep kick.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Streets of Rage 3 looks real good.
They should make a 4th one.
They did. It's called Fighting Force.
Fighting Force is good. Fighting Force 2 is garbage.
Yeah.
You ever play Fighting Force 2?
No, I've heard of it, but
Fighting Force, the first one was really good. I played it this year. Still holds up. That was originally supposed to be a Streets of Rage game. Yeah.
Made by IDOS.
I've heard of it.
They wanted to go multi-platform, so Sega was like, you gotta change the name.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
There's a character in that game who was strong enough to take an engine out of a car and beat someone upside the head with it.
Okay.
With his hands. It's really awesome.
Yeah, that game's super fun.
Yeah. They should make another Fighting Force.
Rise of the Tomb Raider. I'd like to play through that before the 3rd one comes out.
Oh, yes.
Oh man, did you see the announcement trailer for the 3rd one?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I think the trailers have been poor. Like, for that entire series, I think the trailers have been real bad. Especially, like, Rise of the Tomb Raider. The whole, like, that reveal trailer was the psychiatry scene, which is, like, completely scrapped from the game. It's not in the game at all, so, like, why?
I was just excited
You
seeing
know.
as how
Choices.
this one it looks like you're going through like
Limitation of the
Maya
controller.
Yucatan jungle,
Yeah.
and so I was like, ooh, this could be cool.
There's a lot of behind closed doors for that this week, so a lot of the industry has played it now.
Okay, so the new Metro game, I'm intrigued.
Exodus.
I'm intrigued by it. I don't know how that game. I don't know anything of gameplay for that game, but the trailer that I saw has me interested.
The trailer looked real cool. The Metro 2033, that's been on my backlog for a while. But
I
just
finished
never
that one.
touched it.
Last Light I haven't finished.
Tommy really likes that game.
Exodus did look good.
Mm-hmm. Well, let's see. So that was in engine. A lot of people thought it was gameplay, but that's not gameplay.
It was gameplay in the same way that the Killzone 2 trailer was gameplay.
Or the original
yeah.
Bioshock
Oh,
trailer.
yeah.
Yeah. You talking about that first person trailer?
Very deceptive. Yeah, I hate that shit.
It's hard. I can't believe people are still doing that.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
So what's the backlog game you have that you know you'll never beat?
That's a good question.
Like I know I'll never beat it because like I don't want to. I lack the capability to do so. Because I think that the answer would be different.
I'm saying Skyrim. I might go back to that game at some point just because like I want to replay it and see where it's at. But I'm never gonna beat that game.
Yeah.
That's a lot of hours.
Yeah.
That is a lot of hours.
And how do you define beating Skyrim?
Oh, you get all the dragons. Just get them all.
Gotta catch them all.
I mean, there's a ending to that story, right?
There is,
But there's also shit to do after that. So like,
Sure.
Yeah, I feel like the answer to finishing Skyrim, I guess, it can be similar to like finishing a fighting game.
Or
Yeah.
finishing Mario Odyssey.
Yeah, like how far do you feel is far enough?
Yeah, and some
I
people,
mean, whatever's good enough for you.
yeah,
You know.
and like in the age of achievements and trophies, like that's an easier to measure metric for the completion of a video game.
Yeah.
So The Witcher 3 is definitely there, and I know that I'm capable of beating it. Can I muster the desire to do so? Like, I don't know. Like, I think about it regularly, because it's not like I wasn't enjoying my time with the game. It's just like it's so much.
So much.
Um,
that game, yeah.
Much,
I had to take multiple breaks from it just because I was overwhelmed.
I never finished Metal Gear Solid 5. That's the only Metal Gear Solid game I never finished.
Well, Peace Walker.
I finished Peace
Oh,
Walker.
I never finished Peace Walker.
Did you?
Yeah,
Huh.
I saw credits on that. Hot Coldman.
Can I put that up? Has a game ever just made you mad that you had to sit there through the credits? Because I really hate having to sit
Metal
through
Gear Solid 4.
I hate having to sit through the credits of every single Kingdom Hearts game and not being able to skip it.
I really enjoy it. Like, I'm usually pretty happy to get to credits.
And like Tommy will do this thing where he's just like, he does this.
Well, like Kingdom Hearts credits are always like at least 2 or 3 songs
Yeah.
long, and if it's just like one
I
song,
mean, anything Square Enix is gonna be fucking huge, right?
yeah, it just gets so annoying.
10 years of people working on a game.
See, that's what I liked when I beat 15, is hearing Stand By Me by Florence and the Machine.
Yeah.
Because as much as aggravated I was when I beat that game, I was like, well, at least I got a good
did
song
it,
to
man.
listen to.
You did it.
I wish that some credits were slower. I think some of them scroll too fast.
Ooh, what about
but-
just like a speed
That'd be
toggle
cool.
thing?
That'd be cool.
That's what I liked in
I think they should give you the option to skip if like you've played the game already like multiple times.
That would be cool.
Like sitting through it for Shadow of the Colossus every time. When I beat that game
I
like
remember
12 times
the-
this year.
The first.
That- that's a bit
What about
much.
Nier? Did you feel it?
Nier's credits are fantastic because you play through the credits, and it is
Oh,
probably the
nice.
hardest part of the game.
Devil May
That's
Cry
fun.
3 does that too.
Yeah.
I
Smash Brothers Melee.
remember.
But like it's important for you to play through the credits of Nier. Like it's part of the game.
I-
you know?
Just when I get tired.
You're Mad Eye Moody.
First
Oh,
episode,
man,
Ryan?
super dope.
Oh yeah, the first episode of Telltale's Borderlands. Like if you skip the credits, it says Telltale remember that.
Oh, that's funny.
I thought that was funny.
There's in a
Oh, I never finished the Game of Thrones Telltale game. I got up to like episode 5.
Yeah.
But did you like it though?
Yeah.
Okay.
I liked it. I mean, I think we've talked about when I've talked about fan fiction before. I am super down for anything that expands a universe that I already enjoy without like ruining or like muddling up what I love about it.
I only ask because like critically, that specific game is one of their worst.
Sinead, do you enjoy?
Yeah, it's real glitchy and there's like some problems, but I think but I enjoy
There are
it.
a lot of glitches.
But I enjoy
All
it.
Telltale games. Fucking horrible. Get
But I
into
enjoy
it.
it.
That one was bad.
I enjoy it for the story of just like adding some
Fluff.
adding some fluff, adding just like a little thing that I can imagine going on, and it gives me some Game of Thrones stuff. I like it for that reason.
Do you enjoy the universe and story of Donkey Kong Country?
Yes.
I mean,
Because I have a piece of fiction that will. End
Fuck
the
off.
universe.
Dude,
no,
Tropical Freeze re-release.
it doesn't add anything to the universe.
How's that?
'Cause we
Well,
don't know if they're children or not.
But we finally learn about their hidden.
No, I don't need to know about Dixie. And wonder whether they're adults or not.
Is there a game that you have finished, but an update is bringing you back to? Because Splatoon is that for me. That update's bringing me back.
I guess Mario,
Yeah.
because I finished like the main story part.
Sure.
Neo.
Neo, you're all about some Neo, man.
Oh, with Sims 3, I stopped playing it, and then I got an expansion thing for it, so I started playing that again.
World of Warcraft.
Oh, well, obviously World of Warcraft, yeah.
Yeah, I got a lot of friends that'll come back for the expansion.
That was Shut up. That was Dying Light for me a couple times.
Hey, you with the dog face. Come on. Over here. Come here.
That was Dying Light for me a couple times because they keep releasing like more shit for that game.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I think I was thinking like when you were talking about credits, it made me think of Monster Hunter. Only because like that game just like kind of just ends. Like it doesn't. Well, granted, I wasn't paying a whole lot of attention to that bullshit story, but like when you kill the last monster, well, canonically the last monster, and then like there's a cutscene, and then just like a really long, unskippable cutscene, mind you, and then credits, which you also can't skip, and like I kind of just found myself like I went and did a bunch of shit. Like I went and took a shower and brushed my teeth, and the credits were still fucking going.
Oh my
Oh my
gosh.
God.
Yeah.
Well, it's like Metal Gear Solid 4. The credits were long, and then you get to the end. Spoilers. Big Boss comes back, and he's like talking to you. He's like telling you stuff. I'm dying. Wait, no, I'm back. I'm gonna tell you more stuff. Now I'm dying again.
Well, I mean, dying is a complicated process. Andy.
So, the credits for Mighty Number 9, I never intend to play that game. But my name's in there along with a ton of other people.
You're a Kickstarter?
And because of that, those credits are like literally several hours long. Yeah.
What was the one they did where it's a Kickstarter, but all the credits for the people
Or
who
the
did
phone book?
Yeah.
Isn't that going to be Shenmue? I believe that's going to be
Okay.
Shenmue.
Yeah, because y'all were talking about it. I couldn't remember what.
Yeah,
game.
that's such a good idea. That's awesome.
That's the best way to do that.
Yeah, for sure.
Like, don't make me sit through that. Just let me go look at it if I want to.
Yeah.
Let's get our name in there.
I think Double Fine is doing something with Psychonauts 2 as well.
I could have sworn I feel like I knew what it was at some point.
Yeah, well, I backed it at some point and then pulled it after Mighty Number 9, but yeah.
Yeah. How much did you give him, Tom?
I don't remember. Something stupid, $5-10.
Yeah.
But
Okay.
I'm not back in games anymore unless I see a bit more from them, and at this point we've seen very little of Psychonauts 2.
Mm-hmm.
We've seen the tech, like the remake of the first area of 1
Yeah.
in that engine.
There was that game that it was John Romero and someone else who they had a Kickstarter project for a game, and then they pulled the Kickstarter because they're like, we want to give you guys we want to build a proof of concept first, and then we'll put the campaign back up, which I think is a great idea.
It is a very good idea, but like at the time that Mighty Number 9 came out, that was not the first, but one of the first games that had a Kickstarter campaign.
Yeah.
So who knew?
Yeah. How long did you play that game before you gave up?
I beat 2 of the bosses.
Yeah.
It's not terrible, but it's not good.
Yeah.
It's not worth my time.
Yeah.
It's like because you can't remember me, it's a game that's on my backlog that I know I will never beat, and related to Mighty Number 9, Mega Man Soccer. Have it, I will never beat that game.
Is it hard?
fun.
You don't like it?
It's well, I mean, I'm not a soccer fan.
Yeah.
And the way it is like the way you get teammates is you have to fight like a team of Fireman or Iceman, and when you beat him, then you can get him onto your team.
For what platform is this?
SNES.
Super Nintendo.
Okay.
But it's just like I went back and played it maybe about a year and a half ago, because I remember renting it from Hollywood Video when I first moved here, and going through and playing it again, I was like, ugh, nope. I'm glad I have it, but this was a one and done.
Yeah. And maybe you'll revisit. Does it have multiplayer?
Yeah, it's you can do 2 players.
I thought that'd be fun to play with a buddy.
Yeah.
Yeah, but as far as single player goes, like there's a whole tournament mode, but I was like, yeah, I'm not gonna put time into this.
Yes, you will. I don't know. I think about like the idea of like waiting for a game to come out for like so long and then buying it and being super excited to play it, and then like something about it just doesn't sit well with me, and I just like I shelve it, and and then every once in a while I'm like, why did I stop playing that? And I go back and play it, and I'm like, oh yeah, right.
Because you didn't like it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's a shitty feeling, right? Like, that's what Mighty Number 9 was for me and for a lot of people, obviously. Yeah. And, like, I talked to the developers of that game. Super psyched for that game. For years. Psyched for this game.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's just garbage. Like, Shanae, imagine if Kingdom Hearts comes out in November.
Hey, don't put that bad juju
I'm just
on
saying,
that.
like,
Don't
imagine.
dare put that bad
It's
juju
been
on
a
that
long
game.
time.
No.
It's been a long time, and what if you fucking hate it?
Final Fantasy VII Remake.
Yeah.
Well, I feel like that, like, on a long enough timeline, that could be literally any game.
The good thing about 7 Remake is that people haven't known about it for that long.
Yeah.
Right? But it has
Not
been in
compared to
development
Kingdom
for a long time.
Yeah.
And that game shows no signs of coming out anytime soon. 3 parts, probably because they know it's going to take them so long.
Yeah.
I don't know. We'll see.
I mean, there's, I think, a game takes long enough to come out, then there's a point at which, like, no matter what that game is, you're not going to like it. I think that, I think that's like kind of what happened with a few games, right? Like, I think that Duke Nukem Forever would have been better received if it had come out, at a different time.
Yeah.
How, like, I don't really have a barometer or a really good way to gauge like the reception to Last Guardian. I think Tom, you'd have a better perspective on that than I would.
Last Guardian's pretty split.
Yeah.
There are people that love it, and there's people that are like, this is fucking hot garbage.
Yeah.
And
like I have to wonder like
critically it did quite well.
I have to wonder like how much of that has to do with how long it took to come out.
Yeah.
Because if it came out back in like 2008,
I don't think it would have mattered, right? Like if you think about Eco and Shadow of the Colossus, which were both PS2 games, the controls were weird, even for back then, but a lot of games had kind of weird controls, right? Last Guardian was supposed to be a PS3 game, and by that time controls had tightened up a bit.
Yeah.
And that is not the I don't see that as a problem with that game. I think we've talked about this. I think that's intentional with those games. But I don't think it would have done much better had it come out then.
Yeah.
But it hasn't done bad. It's made its money back and then some.
Yeah.
Critically, it did well. We know that they are Gen Design now, not Team Eco anymore, are making their next game already.
There you go. What about a backlog due to difficulty?
That's a lot of. Well, that for me, like I that's a lot of
Animal
games for me.
Crossing.
Really?
No.
I was gonna say.
That's a lot of games for me, I think, because I don't feel like I'm that great at video games, and there's some games where, like, at a long, like, I'm throwing myself at this game long enough to the point where I'm just like, if I'm doing the same thing over and over again, I just get bored, and then just that game just gets put away.
Guilty Gear Xrd Sign, I can recognize that is a fantastic fighting game, and that my brain does not comprehend it very well, Like a lot of the Arc System Works fighters are just like super complicated. But
Ni no Kuni, there's
Yeah.
parts on there for me that's just like, it's just
Like
hard.
what is the combat in that game?
So it's, you can use, you kind of can charm and capture monsters to fight for you, like Pokemon style.
Mm-hmm.
And then you can evolve them. And then you can also jump in as yourself instead of a monster. And then you can use like magic spells.
Use your good boy powers to beat the bad guys.
Yeah.
do you more, does Revenant Kingdoms combat, like, does that seem more interesting to you
Revenant
than
Kingdoms.
Ni no Kuni 2?
Which one's Revenant Kingdoms?
Ni no Kuni 2, Revenant Kingdoms.
Oh.
Because that's like more active. There are no familiars.
I haven't looked too much into that, and because I want to beat Ni no Kuni 1 first, because that's the last thing I want to do is like start a game, and then buy like the sequel or the next one in the series, and then start on that, and then the first one, just because I've got so many game series that are like that.
The only thing I've seen that connects the two, and I could be wrong because I haven't played it, but like one of the main characters is like the daughter of the mayor of Ding Dong Dell or something like that.
Yeah, well, it's because like,
Which one's from a town called Ding Dong Dale.
It's a good town.
but it's like the Tales of series. I've got so many of them that were backlogged.
Yeah.
And
How many of those? There's a lot of those, right?
There's a lot, but it's because even though they're not connected, it's like I feel bad because it's like, all right, I got Tales of Destiny, this one, and then this one came out, and then this one came out.
Yeah.
And next thing I know, I've got a plethora. Same Dragon Quest is the same way.
Yeah.
Hey man. How many games in the Dragon Quest series have come stateside?
Most of them.
Most of them?
Yeah, so all of the
As far as the main line, most of them.
all the main line have come except for number 10 because
That
that
was
is
online.
Yeah, that was a Wii U.
What was Dragon Quest 9?
Dragon Quest 9 was for the DS.
Okay.
And that one was,
I've only ever played 8.
I've heard it was good. That's been on my back. That's another one that's been on my backlog forever.
That's the PS2 one?
Yeah.
Yeah, people love that one.
Are they like are they canonically linear? Like do they connect to each other?
So the first 3 are the same. They feature kind of like the same story. There's the first one, and then the second one is your descendant of your character from the first one, and then the third one you are the ancestor of your character from the first one.
That's like Golden Sun, right? Like in the sequels, aren't you like the kids or like something like that?
Golden Sun 1. So yeah, you're a group of people, like group of friends.
All right.
And then the second one is you're the other friend who got linked with the villains.
I thought you were their kids.
No, and the third one, that's the Golden Sun New Age or New Dawn for the DS. That is when you're the kids.
New Donk City.
You ever been there?
New
Golden
Donk City?
Sun, New Donk.
Yeah.
No, I haven't. No, I mean I did New Donk City. I beat that game.
Yeah.
Is that supposed to be like New Jack City?
It's supposed to be like New York,
Oh,
but Donk.
I
sure.
heard the word Golden Sun.
Yeah. We briefly discussed Golden Sun's characters.
Oh.
But it's like, so yeah, like the Golden Sun, the 2 and 3, those have been on my list for a while. Like Bravely Default's been on my backlog forever.
Oh, Bravely Default's so good.
You know, Sinead wrote a guide for that, so if you want to get through it, she can hook you up.
That was a poor choice. That was so many hours.
Did you play I Am Setsuna?
I started on it. That's one that's in my backlog.
That's a good one.
It's a really good game.
It's not that long either.
No, I got a friend from my old job who played it, and he loved it. He said when you get to the end, the difficulty level just spikes.
There are parts where like, God, what was it? There are parts where like you have to use certain abilities or you just can't get past. Like you have to use provoke at certain points, you know. But at least for me, maybe better RPG players
You know,
could get past it. But like for me,
Stardew
personally-
Valley has sat in my backlog for like the longest time for like the dumbest reason.
What's that reason?
It's like because like, when you start the game, like your farm is all fucking cluttered,
Oh, you told me about this.
and then like I just can't be bothered to clear that shit up, so I just don't play it.
So you've played that little of it then?
No, okay, so
You made me think of Farmville. I'm like at this point, everybody's farms are just like decrepit and
Sure.
dead.
so like
My farm's a booming business, multi-million dollars.
I played like a good amount of it, and then something happened to my save file that I had on PlayStation, and so like I had to start over, and then so like I didn't like at that point I didn't remember like what I had done to get there as far as, all that maintenance, and I loaded up, I started a new game and like had all that shit all over the farm. Just like I can't.
That's the worst. Is when you go into a game
So Sandy,
that you haven't played in forever, and you get there and
Yeah.
you're like, I don't remember what's going on.
That happens to me all the
I
time.
don't remember what. It's
all
so
the time.
here's the thing, Sandy. That $20 a week that I offered you, I will pay you $20 to clear all that up for me. A week.
to clear your backlog.
No.
Your Stardew Valley farm.
Just clean it up. $20 for you.
I'll do that $20 a week. Shit. You got digital. I'll sign in for mine and do it for you for $20 a week.
We'll talk after the show.
Discuss the details.
Yeah. So, what am I going to promote, guys?
You have two things you can promote.
I'd like to promote X Chapter's Twitch. He's a really entertaining guy, really friendly fella.
Mm-hmm.
Go watch him. He plays a lot of old stuff, and he's quite good at it.
Okay.
Also, like he's funny. Like a lot of Twitch streamers are just kind of boring.
I feel like
I'm one of those.
The most important thing I think for a Twitch streamer is to be relatable. For me,
Sure.
anyway. So that's the most important thing.
Also, since I have you here,
Mm-mm.
so a while back, James gave me a copy of Street Fighter 2 Turbo.
Mhm.
Go watch my procedural generation on that.
You'll see it.
So I'm gonna start collecting physical games again, but only games that are super important to me. So I'm building a list of 100 games to start with, and I'll be putting them up as I collect them for procedural generation.
Nice.
So look forward to that. Please be excited.
I'm so excited.
I'm really stoked.
That's what they say at E3, right? Please be excited.
I'm sorry, what was that, Tom?
So that's what they say at E E3.
It almost sounds like they're
that.
It sounds like something like please be excited for these games. We want them to sell.
Yeah.
Please, just care about
Well,
this.
the best way to get people excited about your thing at E3 is to make sure that you're wearing the right stuff. Make sure you're wearing a t-shirt, blazer on top.
Ill-fitting blazer.
Sure.
Or if people don't cheer, you could do the Konami conference thing. Just like 99 nights. Phew.
Well, there's sometimes that person, like, they'll say something that you're supposed to applaud, but not everybody in the auditorium knows that.
Yeah.
But sometimes, luckily, there's that one person who's like, woo, and the person like, yeah, you got it, and then everybody else knows what to do. Which is why they should have the fucking...
That woo
applause
lady.
button.
What was that? Like 2 years ago, that lady just kept wooing over everything at Sony.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Just woo!
Also, this isn't a
Who's
promotion
excited?
for anything, but I asked about this in Discord and got no response. If anybody's played the Let It Die Killer 7 crossover stuff, let me know how that is. I guess that's it.
I haven't played Let It Die in a while. There's another one. There's another one in my BL. My BLT.
I like your promotes.
Thank you.
Sandy, since you're leaving, you should promote one thing. Since you're never going to be here again.
Well, you never say never.
You're going to come visit us.
I mean, the law's going to keep you busy out there, you know?
Once a month.
No, actually, when I'm out there,
Promise us once a month.
Promise us once a month. You obligate yourself to that, please.
That's only 12 times a year.
Yeah, you got to say it on tape.
if you know
Legally
if I
binding.
can get find a way to webcam, and I get internet,
Yeah.
I could do that.
No, I mean come here once a month.
When
I just feel like
You drove there 12 times in
No,
the
I-
last
And
week.
you can't drive there 12 times. Drive here 12 times a year to see us.
no, with them.
We rocketed you to the top of internet stardom, and this is how you repay us.
No, with that job. The first year I'm there, I can't have any vacation time.
We'll go on the weekend.
And
for
then
weekends, you get days off, don't you?
No.
I'll get days off, but I don't think it's going to be a set days off.
Just say you don't want to.
Yeah, and there's times they say where it's mandatory overtime.
I get it.
So
You hate us.
Just say you don't
No.
want to, Sandy.
if I'm in town, then yeah, I'll definitely come by when.
And bring us McBagels.
Sure.
Well, I mean,
You can bring
I mean,
him
you
McBagels.
promised Ryan that cyber demon.
Where is it?
oh, I know that's in my collection room upstairs. I forgot to bring it.
By collection room, do you mean the trash?
No, no, no. That's the room I got all my comics and stuff, and
I wish I had a collection room.
my collection room's going away.
Sure.
How big is the collection room?
It's pretty
Walmart
big.
sized.
So I tried selling some boxes.
When
of
people
comics.
visit you, do you say, "Let me show you my collection room"?
Actually, yeah. No, people had there because my friends have always heard about it, and when they
heard legends.
and when they come over, they're like, so where's all your stuff at? I'm like, well, it's upstairs, and they go up there and they're like, oh my god,
Do you make them wear white gloves?
no.
Do you make them part of your collection?
Do you,
No.
do you make them wear surgical masks so
No.
they don't breathe on anything?
No, I did have to put a lock up there because one of my Ninja Turtles inexplicably became all scotch tape to try and cover that someone had opened it.
Oh no, really?
I'm serious. And I was
Who
like,
was it?
Your
Let's kill
grandma.
him.
Was
No.
it your grandma?
no, I've got a suspicion on who it was.
Put it on air. Put it on
Oh.
air so they can watch this
Yes,
and be
put
like,
them
oh
on
no.
blast.
Yeah.
No, I'm not.
Grandma, if you're watching this,
How dare
No,
you?
Was it cinnamon?
no. I've got an idea who it was, and so that's why there's.
just
was
say
you.
their name.
I'm not.
It was you. Say it was cinnamon.
Oh.
Shame her on television.
So no, that's why there's a lock
Sandy,
up
you're
there.
moving away. Say their name.
I'm not gonna say their name. 'Cause
Say it in
I'm
Discord.
not the type of person to
Just
call
say it in
someone out like
Discord.
Say it in Discord.
Say it was cinnamon.
And then
Okay.
we'll say it next week.
that. Yeah. Well, he's gone, so
Sure.
What are they going to do? Come after us?
no. I mean,
We're on a computer.
That's true.
So, well, Sandy, thank you for coming onto the show again. We'll see you again once a month for the rest of the year.
Sure. Sure.
That's only 12 times a year. You can hang with that, right?
like I said, if I'm in
We gotta
town,
play more Street Fighter.
Yeah.
yeah.
$20 a week, Sandy. Think about it. Okay.
No, yeah. If I'm in town on Sundays and Mondays,
Lord's Day.
then yeah, I'll come by.
Well, you need to come back in town.
I mean, I'm off other days.
to find the
besides
man who
that,
opened
you know.
your.
So.
Okay.
To find the person who opened your Ninja Turtle.
Like I said,
You should tell their dad.
I
You should
don't.
tell
I
their dad
don't.
they
I
did
don't
it.
have
I told her
proof.
dad.
I don't have proof, but I've got an idea.
Well, when you start
Alright.
working for the police department, you can
Yeah,
get
you have all the
fingerprints.
you'll have all the resources at your disposal.
Yeah,
Uh,
CSI.
Yeah.
No,
Dust for prints, Sandy. Take the turtle to the lab and
Yeah.
find out
Oh,
what kind of
let's be
tape they
perfect because
used.
the prints are going to be on the tape because you
Sure.
pull it off.
Yeah, look for hair fibers.
Oh no!
And semen.
Yeah.
Oh my god!
Seminal fluid.
No. So no, that toy I ended up.
What a weird thing to do. I'm gonna open this up and play with it and tape it back up. What a strange thing.
You don't
Yeah.
know that they played with it.
Well, it's funny because
Why else would they open it?
I don't know.
I was up there with my cousin and his son, and
Oh.
What's
No.
the son's name?
You're on the verge
Jacob.
of telling us who you
no,
think it is.
Jacob.
this wasn't them because we were up there doing something.
It was Jacob.
Your
Yeah.
dad!
No, because we were up there looking at it because his son only goes up there. He'll ask me. He's like, hey, can I go up there and look? I'm like, yeah,
No.
go ahead.
Oh.
So I'll go up there with him.
You can't turn your
And-
back on kids.
and
man. They'll get into stuff.
I was
No.
I was up there with my cousin and him, or we're looking at stuff because he still has some comics up there, and I took a look over at this thing. I was like, what the heck?
I just feel like it was Jacob.
And it was just all scotch taped up,
Yeah.
and
Like, why would they just have scotch tape on them though?
Sandy keeps the wall of scotch tape.
no, well, because the way
plot thickens, I think.
so the room the way it is, it's because it was part of the attic and the previous owner turned it into a room, so it's got like a vaulted ceiling like that. So I've got nails put in there to like hang up the stuff that's still in packages.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And so I just happened to look at this one because it was like swaying because I got a fan
But
of
what
it.
I'm saying, Sandy, is like, why would they have tape with them?
Because they tried to cover up the fact that.
But they that means that they went there with the intention of doing that.
Well, I'm thinking that they might have like found it, someone and brought it down or doing something, or someone went upstairs.
Call all your friends and like accuse them.
I'll just.
Send out a group text.
All right, guys. We gotta go.
Yeah.
Sandy, send us off.
All right. Well, this has been the Save and Continue podcast, y'all.
Y'all,
Sure.
y'all come back now.
Here.
Don't interrupt Sandy.
Check these fellas out on Discord.
Pornhub.
Oh god. Any sort of podcast
Browsers.
streaming services, and definitely check them out on YouTube.
X-Hamster.
Because even though if you're listening to them on audio,
Say Pornhub.
it's just
though.
not it's half the fun of seeing it on YouTube.
On Pornhub.
Oh, that's so nice.
All right.
And YouTube fixed our channel this week, so
Yeah.
that's cool.
Thanks, Sandy.
So
Yeah.
hopefully not for the last time.
It won't be the last time.
And if you're listening, Jacob.
He'll be back next month.
It's not Jacob.
Okay.
So
Bye, guys.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye.